Today I'm sharing all of the wonderful things that have come in the Steamboat Willie kit from Love from Lizi. Hey, it's Beth, welcome. The Steamboat Willie kit from Love from Lizi, as part of their May release, is just so fun. So I'm excited to share that with you today, and it is like jam-packed with goodness. We have the Steamboat Willie 6x6 paper. So you've got a variety of Mickey patterns and just some general patterns that coordinate with those, all single-sided. The stamp set, you've got a couple of little sentiments or words like bon voyage and all aboard. And then you've got the iconic Steamboat Willie Mickey, with the wagon wheel. And then Pete, is that his name? And then you've got a place like a little label that you can add the words, and then just some other little Mickey icons. A variety of nice weight cardstocks that you can use. Ribbons. And you even get some cording, which kind of has a nautical feel to it. There's a set of embellishments, some of them are kind of wooden, and then the other ones are like a resin, it feels like, that are all boat themed. Some boat themed metal charms. And then you get some mesh samples, some cork stickers, a couple of wood grain samples, and then a blue metallic pinstripe peel-off strip. You also get a fun die. It's like part of it is a ticket strip, and then the other part is like a film strip, so it can be a fun addition to a card or page. And then you get the wonderful ephemera pack that's got, the Mickeys and the Petes and the boating themes. You got some of the Steamboat Willie titles, parrots, birds that are being transported. Then you've got your steamboat. So super fun embellishments to play with. And then for the add-ons that can go along with the kit, there are two additional paper packs. So there's Red Willie and Blue Willie. So you get more of the themed papers. Mickey, and then Blue Willie. That definitely has more of a blue feel. It's a cute little scene page. So those are add-ons to the kit. There's the Fluffy Cloud stencil. That is also available as an add-on. You've got the blue sequin mix, Steamboat Willie sequin mix. A metal die that says "Let's do it" or "Let's do this." And then there's the Steamboat Willie pinstripe peel-offs and the Steamboat Willie variety peel-offs. So kind of some fun shapes and colors that coordinate with paper packs. You can also get the self-adhesive glitter cardstock pack. So some fun papers there. So I will have all of these products linked in the description box below. The kit does tend to sell out fast, and I know a lot of the add-on items are already sold out. So if you are interested in the kit, then I would suggest going ahead and purchasing now or subscribing so that you can make sure you get it, and then even the future kits, which are also usually amazing. So that is what I received in the kit and with my add-ons, and I think I'm going to play with it. I'm using the Mojo Monday sketch number 462 as my inspiration for today, and I pulled out 3 different patterns from the Steamboat Willie pad that came with the base kit, and then I'm also using that light wood grain pattern on my card as well. I'm going to be making an A2 size card, so I trimmed down that plaid piece at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 as my card mat, and then the red Mickey or the red Willie pattern I think it's like 2 3/4 square. I do trim up this wood grain piece just because it kind of, the ends weren't even, and then I trimmed it down to about 2.5 inches wide. And then this anchor piece is just going to be a strip that goes across the card mat kind of behind these other layers, and it's 1 1/4 by 4 1/8 inches. I do want to bring in some matting layers, so I pull out the piece of white cardstock that came in the kit, and we'll trim that down. So the piece that's going to go behind the red Willie pattern is 3 by 3, just 1/4 inch more than the pattern paper. And then for the, I'm going to put some behind that wood grain piece as well, so it ends up being about 2 3/4 by 5. I'm going to go ahead and add this strip down to the card mat, and somehow it ends up being just a hair short, so I will have to trim down my mat a little bit to make it match that strip. And then I decided to go ahead and add it to the card base, but I really shouldn't have, because on the sketch there is a kind of a thin strip that goes above where my anchor strip is, and I thought instead of bringing in more paper I would use some of these blue pinstripe peel-offs. So I should have done this before I added it to the card base, but I can still make this work. We'll just use my little finger blade here to cut off the right edge. And I knew I wanted to do a couple pieces above the anchor strip, but I was trying to decide if I wanted to add one on the bottom as well. For now, I decided to go ahead and add this other piece to the top, but I did have to slice it. I needed just like, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch more to make it go all the way across, and so I sliced it kind of towards the right end, and you won't see it because it will be covered by that red Willie panel. We'll go ahead and add all of my pieces to the matting layers. So this wood grain, it's kind of like contact paper is what it reminds me of. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it is, but just kind of peel and stick. Makes it easy. It gives a little bit different texture. So here's the point where I realized I do want to add one at the bottom as well, just to kind of help separate that blue. I liked the touch of shine that the metallic edges of the peel-off strip gave. So decided to kind of match that on the bottom of my anchor strip. And now I can go ahead and add these pieces onto the card base. I'm really looking forward to playing with this kit some more. So I will be back on my channel here in a bit with some more cards, and then I will also be over on Love from Lizi's channel within the next week or so. Looking through the ephemera, I wanted something small. The sketch called for a round element, but I didn't really like the round element. I kind of wanted to use that Mickey head. And so I go with a smaller version of that, and because it's kind of open in between the details of the Mickey and the frame, I decide to mat that on some white cardstock as well. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down, and then we'll use my trimmer. I lined it up so it's got just a small border on the left and bottom sides, and then use my trimmer to cut the third side. And then I'm just going to use my scissors to cut around kind of that rounded detail that sticks up at the top. And then I felt like it needed something more, so I'm going to bring in a few of the small star ephemera pieces, And then I decide to use the all aboard on the front of the card, and then I can always turn this into a birthday card by stamping something on the inside. Whenever I decide to go, whenever I use it, I can, you know, stamp whatever theme sentiment I need on the inside of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing these pieces down. I moved those stars onto the wood grain pattern instead of the red Willie pattern, and decided that I wanted to bring in some more shine. So I pulled out the sequin mix, and once I get my stars glued down, I'm going to use some of the dark blue sequins to kind of scatter amongst the stars, and that kind of pulls the shine through the card like that. It pulls that blue and the shine through the card. It just kind of, I guess, gives a little more continuity. So I'm trying to, this is always the part I struggle with the most sometimes, is just trying to figure out placement of the small accent embellishments. So I always tend to fiddle. And I contemplated adding one at the bottom right, but thought I should just keep everything together with those two clusters with the stars, rather than create a new area with just like one sequin. So as soon as I get all of these where I want them, I will go ahead and glue them down. Again, I will have the products I used linked in the description box for you, and then I will also link Lizi's video where she shows you everything that's available with the kit, as well as the add-ons that coordinate with the kit. There were a lot of great products for this month's release with the kit, so super fun, and like I said, I'm super excited to continue playing with it. And then for the inside of my card, I had this little strip of the wood grain left, and so I'm just going to add a fishtail to that, and then peel off the backing and add that to the inside of the card. And then my card is done for now, and then like I said, when I go to use it, I can add the theme sentiment I want on the inside. So hope you guys hope you enjoyed seeing what's in this month's kit. Like I said, super fun, super awesome. Thank you guys so much for your time, and hope you all have a very crafty day.